What up, crew? Today I'm going to read a story by Eric Carle, one of my favorite authors and illustrators, and it's called The Mixed Up Chameleon. And on the cover here, he's trying to get his little bug for a snack, but also you can see he's got all sorts of different colors and textures. So chameleons change color to kind of blend in and camouflage in their surroundings. So let's see what he's up to. On a shiny green leaf sat a small green chameleon. It moved onto a brown tree and turned brownish. Then it rested on a red flower and turned reddish. And when the chameleon moved slowly across the yellow sand, it turned yellowish. You could hardly see it. So again, he's camouflaging in. So he can kind of hide. When the chameleon was warm and had something to eat, he turned sparkling green. But when it was cold and hungry, it turned gray and dull. He looks kind of sad. And when the chameleon was hungry, it sat still and waited. Only its eyes moved up, down, and sideways until it spotted a fly. Then the chameleon's long, sticky tongue shot out and caught the fly. That was its life. It was not very exciting. But one day, the chameleon saw a zoo. It had never seen so many beautiful animals. The chameleon thought, how small I am, how slow, how weak. I wish I could be big and white like a polar bear. And the chameleon's wish came true. But was it happy? No. So he saw the polar bear. He turned the color of the polar bear. But he wasn't happy. Maybe I wish I could be as handsome like a flamingo. So we see the flamingo there, and look. The color pink. He's turning pink, and he even has some attributes like a flamingo. Oh my. And I wish I could be as smart as a fox, a red fox. So now we have the white polar bear, the pink flamingo, the red fox, their colors over here, and their picture over here. And now he's got the tail of a fox. And I wish I could swim like a goldfish, an orange fish. So now we've got orange. And he's got some gills and fins. And I wish I could run like a deer. Maybe a reindeer. A brown deer, and he's now grown antlers that are brown. And I wish I could see things far away, like a giraffe. So he's got like the yellow fur of the giraffe and a long neck. And you can see that giraffes can see a long ways away because they're up high with their long neck. And I wish I could hide in a shell just like a turtle can. So now he's got a green textured shell. We've got green over here and a little tortuga, a turtle over here. Man, look at all these different characteristics of animals that he's got. It's looking a little crazy. Oh, and I also wish I could be strong like an elephant. So we've got a nice light blue elephant. And now he's got big ears and a trunk like an elephant too. Oh my goodness. And I wish I could be funny like the seals. So now he's got flippers like a seal, a purple seal. Violetta purple. And I wish I could be like people. Just then, a fly flew by. The chameleon was very hungry, but the chameleon was very mixed up. It was a little of this and a little of that, and it couldn't catch the fly. So the people down here have the black cat and umbrella, and that's what he has here, a black umbrella and a black hat. And then the fly, he can't quite catch him because he's just got too many other things going on around him. You know, I wish I could just be myself. And the chameleon's wish came true, and he caught the fly. So all those different colors and all those different animals, but in the end, the chameleon's happy just the way he was in the beginning. So kind of like the chameleon, we just should be happy with who we are, because we're special and unique, and we have special talents. Just like the chameleon's special talent, he can change colors and blend in, but also catch flies with a sticky tongue. So stay true to yourself, be like the chameleon, and you can also be like Eric Carle and love animals, just like he did. He wanted to include them all. So my challenge to you, perhaps, is to draw a chameleon, but then also maybe be goofy and funny and make another chameleon that changes into different animals that you like. Maybe it's the same animals from the book, but maybe you want to represent animals, some of that are your favorites too. So you can always go back and look at some of the illustrations that Eric Carle did here of the mixed up chameleon, and I'll show you how to quick draw one as well. So you'll need a piece of paper, and like I always say, get a pencil and an eraser, keep it light till you get it right. I'm going to show you with a Sharpie just so you can see it a little bit better. So I'll show you how you can make a little chameleon here. So I'm going to start by making a curved line like that. It's almost like a lazy L. And then I'm going to curve the end of that L around and almost make a little breadstick shape there. And that's going to be like the opening of the mouth of our chameleon. And I'm going to curve it out, and that'll be where its nose is, and then I'll curve up toward the starting line that I made. And now we have a head of a chameleon. And if you want, you can add your long sticky tongue there. And you can curve it and spiral it or whatever you want for your tongue. Boom. Now, he's turned sideways, so we only see one of his eyeballs. So I'm going to make a big circle, and then inside the big circle, because they have big eyes, I'm going to make like the pupil. If you want, you can also make an iris, the colored part of the eye. So I'll make two circles, a dark one inside the colored one. There you go. And then you can always add details like eyebrows or eyelids or eyelashes. You're the boss, so you can do what you want. Maybe I'll make a little eyelid and a little eyebrow too. It's up to you. Now for the body, you're going to start just below the little spike in its head, and you're going to just go out toward the edge of your paper, and before you get to the edge, you're going to curve, and we're going to try to make a spirally tail and stop. So we almost made a full spiral there, and before we stop, we're going to curve it around to make a thick tail and come back toward the head and stop, because we want to start adding some legs too. So I'm going to make some L shapes like that because his legs are kind of bent, and then I'm going to make like the little Eric Carle lizard feet with 4 little toes. So I'm going to have 2 kind of going this way and 2 going forward. The little Eric Carle lizard toes or chameleon toes. And then I'm going to keep that body going back toward the head, and I'm going to stop again because he's got actually longer front legs, so we're going to make some bigger L's. So 2 L shapes, and then we're going to get those feet in there. So the little 2 toes in the front, 2 toes in the back, and then we'll finish that body and curve it up toward the head like that. And if you want, you can show the other legs coming up out from the other side. So I'm going to just have like the bottom of that L and the little toes and the L shape here with the little toes, because they have 4 legs. And if you want, you can add a little fly at the end of the tongue here. If you want to, you don't have to. And I like to make little action lines to show that he's about to catch that poor fly on his tongue. And if you also want to, you can divide your chameleon into different sections, and you could add different colors and different patterns in there. And then, of course, once you know how to draw your chameleon, you can also start adding those different characteristics or details from other animals. So if you wanted wings or antlers or trunks or anything else, or the long giraffe neck, or something that represents your favorite animal, you could do that too. If you want your chameleon on a branch or a leaf, you can add that in as well. A branch, I just like to make a curved line. You can make it as curvy or straight as you want. And I'm going to curve it all the way across my paper like that. And then I'm going to do kind of a twin line underneath that matches that first line I did. So they're curving in the same spots. And if you want, you can add texture to your branch, because the bark of a tree is rougher than the skin of a chameleon. So I'm using rough lines. I like to use lines to create texture. So that branch looks rough because it's got the rough lines, and then the chameleon skin looks smooth because there's not those rough lines. And I'll show you one that I finished. I added another little chameleon, another little branch, the sun in the sky, and I even added some leaves. And I think now that I've read the Mixed Up Chameleon story, I kind of want to add different elements of other animals that I like. Maybe my chameleon's going to go off to the zoo as well. So, I hope you enjoyed this story by Eric Carle. I hope you enjoyed his illustrations and his funny chameleon, and I hope that you were able to create your own as well. So, share with me when you finish. I would love to see what kind of chameleons you come up with. So, until next time, adios, amigos.